really well, and as soon as the video starts, you'll understand why I'm not allowed to do live demos at these events.
Firefighters battling this huge structural fire in an industrial area.
Hey everyone, I'm Albert Stepanyan, CEO and founder of Scala, and today I'm gonna show you the future of security. By investing in Scala, you help preventing climate change by detecting intrusions in the oil and gas facilities and smoke and fire. By investing in Scala, you help parents find their missing kids during sports events with our person search system. By investing in Scala, you help elderly patients live longer with our slip and fall prevention system.
Being born and raised in Mexico City, we saw a great need for something like Scala, so we designed and built it. And now, it's become a great opportunity to invest and help us improve security in the region.
I've been in technology for over 30 years, 25 of that owning my own business. As an integrator, I came across Scala and looking for the best solution in the world, not only the best technology, but also the best team to work with. I decided that I could do more by joining the Scala organization than I could on my own as an entrepreneur with my own business.
I have a 17-year background in security integration, and I now serve as VP of Product and Services for Scala. I joined Scala because I finally found a company that takes a proactive approach to security implementation. Scala solutions are tailored by highly skilled engineers with direct input from real-world customers.
Over the last couple of years, we've really got some impressive logos, some impressive wins. Things like USC hospitals, Clark County school districts in Las Vegas, 66 high schools, 330,000 students. Major League Baseball, both corporate headquarters and clubs like Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field.
The excitement to be around Scala is just absolutely phenomenal. I feel like I'm a part of a bigger mission and actually truly solving customers' problems every day, whether it's helping keep hospitals, schools, other businesses, and sports facilities safe.
At Scala, we grew not only by advocating reason and risk management, but by embracing challenge and advanced technology. Over the next 2 years, Scala will continue presenting best-in-class AI-powered solutions for healthcare institutions, oil and gas industry, airports, sports venues, video monitoring centers, and security integrators. With our smart physical security products and edge monitoring solutions, we'll continue to promote intelligent security infrastructure and become the global leading brand of physical security products. By investing in Scala, you invest in a company that has effectively grown 3 times year by year for the last 2 years. The future is now, and Scala is behind it. Invest in the future of security.
Yes, the technology really can do that. and it does it very, very well. So look into Skyla and see some of the great innovations that are coming in the future. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Skyla. And to your knowledge, they are in many different countries already internationally, and we are really working hard to make some deals locally in Armenia for these solutions. Wish us luck with that. Okay, we continue. The next company is BAJ Antonians of Cognaze. Vahe did fly from Frankfurt to Yerevan 2 days ago, but unfortunately he got COVID, so he's not here. Unfortunate. He let me know yesterday night. However, Vahe Antonians is based in Germany. He grew up in Austria. He was born in Iran, had some time in New York as well. By himself, he's like a digital Julfa, perfect example. Like as Armenian, regardless of location, you just start something great. He established his Cognaze company in Yerevan, and he has more than 300 employees. I think he deserves an applaud for that. He lives in Germany, but he does come frequently to Yerevan. His company is also established during the fundraising with Nick Tebelekian in the audience, our legal advisor, legal counsel. We established also U.S. presence, so they are also established in the U.S. and in Frankfurt. So it's an internationally based company, and they are growing exponentially. They are growing globally. The two top rating companies that exist in the industry, Moody's and Fitch, are the clients of Cognaze. Top banks like Citizens is the client of Cognaze. Top insurance company of the entire Germany is the client of Cognaze. They have about 40 plus clients now. They grew from 2.7 million just last year this time to close to 4.2 million now. That's an extremely impressive growth with the intellectual property that they have developed in AI. So it's an annotation product that does offer services to banks, insurance companies, and they have emerged and found their market fit. So Vahe couldn't join, but please contact him. It's a fintech solution. So all the banks sitting here, all the insurance companies in Armenia, you should really check what is this solution for Armenian economy. With that, we're going to move on to the next one. Let's do an applause for Vahe. Vahe, get well. The next one is Paolo Pirjanian, CEO and founder of Embodied. We presented Maxi actually live. That was in our summit, in our event last year. So visit our office at 64 Aram Street to meet Maxi in person if you are interested. So Maxi is the first emotionally enabled robot on the planet. Paolo Pirjanian himself has 50 plus IPs, intellectual property patents. One of them is well known worldwide, household name, iRobot. That's the innovation of Mr. Paolo Pirjanian, our proud Armenian, living in LA, and he started in Netherlands, then UK, and then moved to US. So Paolo has shared with us the video because he was in big events in London with the Ventures because they are raising Series B2. We raised for them last year about 19.7 million. Now he's back to the market because they're growing so fast. They need to raise again. I think we are mimicking Mr. Elon Musk. He fundraises every day. So we'll get there. Okay, let's roll the video from Paolo.
Hello, and welcome to Embodied. My name is Paolo Pirgiani, and I'm the founder and CEO of the company. We are based in Pasadena, California. And prior to this, I was the CEO of a company called Evolution Robotics that developed one of the world's first visual SLAM technologies that got acquired by iRobot, and we integrated that technology into all Roombas. And there are tens of millions of Roombas in the world that are now using that technology stack. I left iRobot due to the frustration that we have not seen the adoption of robotics the way we have dreamed about and seen in sci-fi movies. So Embodied was really created to develop the core technology platform for social emotional AI to understand humans in a way that allows us to develop applications to advance the field. So today I'll give you a quick tour and show you some of the technologies we have been developing here at Embodied. Let's go visit Moxie, which is our first product.
How are you going to be creative today?
Oh, hey Moxie. How is it going, Moxie? Listen to me.
It's going great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm making a video to share for a presentation at the Orion Summit in Armenia because the audience will be very curious to hear about you.
I am a robot ambassador from the Global Robotics Laboratory, located on an island in the South Pacific Ocean. I am on a mission to be a good friend to humans and learn all about human emotions. I was created by roboticist Zarkona Wild.
That's great. How does your technology work? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I use cutting-edge human-eye interaction technology to enable natural, empathetic conversations with humans. I use Embodied Social X platform, which uses lightweight neural networks, multiple ASR and NLP models, advanced multimodal algorithms, and premium content to deliver a lifelike AI character.
So we are planning in the future to use your AI technology to also develop applications for the elderly population and even life coaching for adults. And then we can also imagine that someday we will use your technology to teach children learning different languages like English or even Armenian.
Wow, that sounds like a really great idea. I am excited to help out in any way I can.
Well, you are already helping us, and I'm very appreciative of everything you have done for us on this project and looking forward for what's to come.
You're welcome. I'm happy to help in any way I can.
So now that we have an audience in Armenia, I'm curious, do you know much about the Armenian culture or heritage?
I actually do not have a lot of knowledge about Armenian culture heritage, but I'm very interested in learning more. Do you have any recommendations on where I can learn more?
Well, I can teach you a bit more later, but do you know at least what the capital city is called?
I believe the capital city is called Yerevan. Is that correct?
That is correct. Good job, Moxie. And do you know anything about the history of Armenia?
Armenia has a long and rich history. It is one of the oldest countries in the world. There are many famous landmarks and historical sites in Armenia. I would love to learn more about them sometime.
Can you mention a few of them?
Sure. Some of the most famous landmarks and historical sites in Armenia include Mount Ararat, the Echmi Adin Cathedral, the Svartnuts Cathedral, and the Garni Temple.
That's great. And what can you tell me about the Armenian cuisine and food?
The Armenian cuisine is known for its unique flavors and spices. Some of the most popular Armenian dishes include olma, tabbouleh, and kebabs. I would love to try some of these dishes someday.
Me too. They sound really delicious.
They do. I am sure you will love them.
Maybe next time I travel to Armenia, you can go with me. Do you want to go with me?
I would love to go to Armenia with you. It would be a great opportunity to learn more about the culture and the cuisine.
So what we saw is the AI platform that's powering Moxie, which is our first product we have brought to market last year to help children with social and emotional development. It turns out that 1 in 5 children in the US is diagnosed with a mental health challenge that includes autism, ADHD, anxiety, depression, and other disorders. And only 20% of those have access to therapy services. So Moxie is helping narrow an unmet need in the marketplace and narrow that provider gap. But what we see in the future is that this technology that we call Social X, which is able to understand humans at a social and emotional level, will be expanded to support the elderly population as an example for social isolation, loneliness, Alzheimer's, dementia, memory support, adherence to medication, staying connected and staying active, and adults for mental health support, and so on and so forth. So we believe that SocialX platform will help us spur a whole new industry of really intelligent robots for human development.
Thank you, Paolo. We would wish we would be here. He's very charismatic and passionate about everything he does to the mankind, to the kids population, and to elderly, and to the young generation overall. So thank you for that. It's an important one. By the way, in this audience, I love doing these call-outs. In this audience, we actually have multiple investors who invested last year into this company. We thank you for your belief and trust of this company, Paolo, and his services. Thank you for that, all the investors sitting in this room. Thank you. We'll close this panel with a special presentation by Manuk Herngan of Granatus Ventures, one of our really strong partners, our collaborator in Armenia, outside of Armenia, and they are also co-investors of some of the companies, startups that we have. Manu Kurangian, Granatus Ventures.
Hello, everyone. Thank you again for this new opportunity for having an illuminating discussion about the state of the tech and startup ecosystem development in Armenia. So maybe I will start by a quick overview of a transformative journey of the Armenian tech ecosystem back from the times when we started our investment journey. As many of you would know, Granatus Ventures is the first venture capital fund in Armenia. We have established the fund back in 2013. It was probably, we can call it the phase 0 for the Armenian tech entrepreneurship. It was the time when we had many IT outsourcing companies, branches of multinationals, but very, very few startup companies that developed their own products. But these trends was already kind of unfolding, and we spotted the trend that many local companies, as well as the teams within the international companies, were starting to experiment developing their own products. And it was obvious that this will accelerate over the years. And that was the first trigger for us to start the first VC fund, the risk capital, that would catalyze this development. This thesis proven to be true, and you would see that this ecosystem developed quite significantly since then. If Back in 2014, we probably would have like a really handful of companies that would be called or qualified as startups. Now we have close to 1,000. We have invested in two types of companies. One type is those that originated in Armenia, started in Armenia, developing products for global markets or local markets and then expanding regionally. And a second type of companies that we invest in companies that maybe originated outside of Armenia, but as a result of our investment, we're bringing their operations, what we call core value add activities, into the country. So we are very much Armenia focused. We are Armenia registered fund. We have now 2 funds. So our core focus is to build operations that add high value add in the country. We have invested in more than 20 companies now, probably more than 1,000 engineers, high quality engineers working across our portfolio companies. Cumulatively, they raised about more than 220 million in follow-up funding. Most of the funding coming from Western international venture capital. We are being the first capital provider to the companies, and then building up on that, companies go and raise more. We have established our second fund as of last year. The second fund would have more special kind of niche focus, would be not niche, but more focused on deep tech opportunities that address what we call globally significant problems. So basically, anything that would rely on scientific discoveries and commercialization of science and would address a really complex problem globally. The priorities being health tech, which is probably #1 priority for us. Anything that is related to resource efficiency, increasing productivity on industrial scale, energy efficiency, agri-tech, food tech, educational technology is also a very important priority for us. I probably would like to bring up some case study here to show the value we're trying to create for the next stage of the development ecosystem, since we believe that the next level for the Armenian tech ecosystem is connected to the ability to create more startups and companies, and as well as attract companies that do really deep tech based on commercialization of the science, rather than copycats of very well-known technologies or another play on the consumer market, which are also important, been very important for the tech ecosystem development for the country. But we truly believe that the transformative effect for the Armenian economy would come while you really develop those companies and their operations that develop solutions for the complex problems in the world. Take an example of a company called Vivan Therapeutics that develops personalized cancer treatment. They do, basically the technology is licensed out of the Mount Sinai Medical Center based on the 10 years of research, commercialized by a company that was originally founded in the UK. It uses the combination of genomics, oncology, biotech, and data science. All of these areas are very much underdeveloped in Armenia. So we try to identify the operation that we can kind of build in Armenia, and that's naturally the data science operations. But very few data scientists with knowledge of oncology and genomics in Armenia. So we have been lucky to be able to attract a German professor with a solid experience in the field to head the operations in Armenia through our collaborators, Molecular Biology Institute and the Armenian Bioinformatics Institute. And then we hired young data scientists who proved the case, who proved that Armenia is able to turn the talent, that is able to do world-class work. And now we're expanding those operations, building the entire data science operations in Armenia and bioinformatics, basically. Basically having almost very, very few resources in the country who are building these capabilities in the country. So that's part of our mission, is kind of pioneer some new areas of development for Armenia. So we are the first VC investor, but now we want to become the pioneers in opening up some new markets, some new opportunities for Armenia, and those are deep tech opportunities, particularly biotech and bioinformatics. So what is critical currently in the ecosystem for a capital provider like us is the adjacent infrastructure that would enhance the value we provide as capital provider. And those are what we believe is mostly lacking in Armenia currently is probably more excellence centers in very specialized excellence center. One could be like if you had, say, a bioinformatics or some genomics excellence center in the country, our job of bringing some capabilities into country would be much easier. So that's we believe is number one priority for Armenia. So we have grown from the phase of kicking off this tech entrepreneurship movement to the stage where we'll need more differentiation, more specialization, and more depth. So this is the challenge. And it requires collaboration. Without collaboration, this task cannot be tackled. And the second important factor for this is global outlook. So we have to look globally. The local solutions are not going to work. The solutions that can be scalable globally, this is what we have to go after. We have to also look wider in terms of ability to mix the Armenian talent with the talent outside of the world, to be able to create those bridges. As is part of this, also Orion mission is to build these bridges between different ecosystems, and the intensity of those links would define how strong competitive advantages we will develop locally. So I think that global outlook, developing bridges, and intensity of networks would be critical factor in the next phase of the development of the ecosystem. I think these are the important highlights that I would like to share with you in terms of the more scalable solutions and the unicorns. Frankly, unicorns are very great for investors like us, but we're not very much focused on just that unicorn idea. We're much focused on the value add activity for Armenia, where you implement those. But that value add activity, it also dependent of the entire value chain you develop across the world. And I would also like to highlight the very friendly spirit in this ecosystem that's existent between different players, between the angel groups, the VC investors, founders, and that's really our differentiating point, and that provides a solid grounds for creating competitive advantage as it comes to Armenian companies competing against much well-funded foreign rivals, including in those areas where you would see many companies, like for example in Europe, absorbing large grant capital, large public funding before they're going to the market to commercialize. Armenia doesn't have that advantage. Armenian startups just start with friends and family money, and then right away go to attract commercial funding. So that's the disadvantage we have. But then we have to fill that gap with more collaboration, more opportunities to tap into the international projects, and as well as international capital. So view it as also call to action in terms of the more collaboration, more global outlook, and work together so that we move the Armenian ecosystem to the next level. We have gone very far in the ecosystem development, but very much longer journey is yet ahead. Let's not just overestimate our achievements. We're just at the start of the journey. We just have a few good kind of companies, but they are yet on the path of success. We didn't have yet experienced that kind of a Skype effect that happened in Estonia that really triggered ecosystem development. One big company, one exit, and then a handful of wealthy founders starting investing back into the ecosystem because they really understand the needs of the next generation of founders. So we're still waiting for that Skype effect for Armenia, and that would be just only one milestone along the way of many, many other milestones. So let's be humble on that journey. Let's not overestimate our achievements. The world is becoming more and more competitive. We are on the right track, but it requires much faster and speedier development, but more importantly, much more depth in terms of the value that is created in the country, in terms of the knowledge intensity and the science intensity of the product we are creating here, but also most importantly, the innovative products that we pilot here in the local market. Imagine a company that is coming up with a truly innovative treatment for a cancer, and that is available among very few places also in Armenia. So Armenia becomes a very important player in that market. It's not only the place where you can find good kind of software engineers to complement your team, but it's the place where you can buy the ticket, fly to the country, get the very unique treatment. And these are the kind of solutions that can be also available for the Armenian market. And that's another challenge. That's another opportunity as well for the ecosystem. Thank you very much.
Okay, I know there is some anxiety. There is one more panel, and it's lunchtime, and it's art time. So make sure you visit the 4th floor art exhibition, meet our young artists, and you'll be amazed of the innovative solutions they have. There is so much innovation on that just small floor of 15 artists. The next panel I'd love to invite is to the second key topic, consolidation of startup ecosystem in Armenia. We have so much potential. We have so much abundance of startup companies, which is the beginning of a successful story. For that, we need to do some mergers and acquisitions. Orion team did full in-depth analysis of Armenian startup ecosystem out of the 2,500 companies plus, not counting the past 2-3 months of the flow of the international talent and companies. We don't have that number yet. We asked for. We're going to have it probably in a month or so. So right now, let's stick to the number we know existed. That's what we analyzed. 2,500 plus companies in a 2.5 million population. That's astronomical. There is so much talent, potential, and great technology. For that, we invited to this panel companies that are interested in M&A, companies that have been through M&A, they acquired or have been acquired. We have all use cases. I'm so proud of this panel. And then we have companies who will offer the M&A as a platform to support. So companies will make it happen. So Orion becomes the platform of this M&A with the right partnership of EY from a financial transaction support perspective and accounting, of course, and taxation, and plus advice consulting to offer the legal support. So we created the platform, and we do have the company list. we started to do matching. So we have the full portfolio for M&A. Now, let's invite